Best of 11, and Steve Maguire leads Joe Perry 2-0. He's had breaks of 112 and 80. Joe Perry's pot success is 100% because he potted a couple of balls, ran out of position, played safe, but didn't get another shot in that second frame.
Yes, and the total points is 192 against 13. Oh, dear me. That's outrageous. And he's got a little flick on the black as well for a better angle, but that is outrageous.
Well, it's interesting, you know, John Higgins said, because he's got his new cue, John, he said he's been practicing really hard over the New Year period. But, of course, who's he been practicing with? Probably Stephen Maguire. So it's not just that Higgins is sharp. Maguire is as well. Because they practice together a lot, those two.
Play the cannon there, but he's gone too wide. He's missed the intended cannon. Well, I don't think he's on a red. I wonder if that's just kicked a little bit and thrown wide. He's played a cannon on the right on red, but he's out of position now. Don't think there's anything there. Unless he plays a plant, and that'll be another outrageous one. He's thinking about it. He's had a look at the angle. He could hold for the black. He could go down for one of the ball colours. He's playing the plant. Stop it. Stop it. What's going on?
9.
Well, this is obviously an exhibition. Brilliant.
More plants here than Alan Titchmarsh.
And he's taking this green on. Ah, he's missed them. Incredible, really.
It's not finished yet. I'm just wanting to see if there's another plant on. And the mood that he's in, he might take this red on to the left corner. It's very risky. He's been a total spectator so far. Don't think he can get through the gap to the back red, can he? Can he just chip it in with a bit of side? I don't think so. Should close the shop here, really.
Well, he has closed the shop. Up until that point, it was open all hours.
Yeah, won't be best pleased, though, because it's not a great safety shot. He's given Joe a chance at this red. The only bonus for Stephen is he's covered the black. So he's going to have to do something with the cue ball to get onto the on the blue. That's why he's refusing it. No percentage in the left on red, really. Oh, that's a great return. Well played. Yeah, Joe's, you know, he's been a spectator so far, but he's experienced enough to know that a player possibly can't keep playing like this. There'll come a time when he'll get chances. Just has to make sure that he can take them. And you haven't said that down the years. We've seen players put 4 or 5 frames together, you know, with 4 centuries. Incredible. Ronnie's had runs like that.
But as you said earlier, we can see it turn around. I mean, yesterday, Selby against Mark Davies at 4-0. A comfortable victory looked a certainty, and then it was a real struggle. We know Davies started to play well. Selby's level maybe dipped a little bit, and because he eventually came through that long decider.
Yeah, that was a really good return safety there from Joe Perry. He's made this very awkward for Stephen. Well, stand by your beds. You might have a go at this one. No. Well, that's not bad considering where he was. Well, that's an option. Possibly if he's playing that shot, he might have to hit the red a little bit too thick. Or should I say on the thick side, he might push it towards that left centre. He's looking for another route. And that's an alternative. Well, not surprising, it's over a minute now, thinking time. He wants to make sure that he gets this one right. He knows that Stephen's cueing well. Can't afford to let him back in. But again, as I've mentioned, Joe, very experienced. He knows what he has to do in these sort of situations. Just chip away, try and get the next one on the board, and all of a sudden, it might still be 2 apiece at the interval. Who knows? Not bad, but these 2 reds on the left-hand side will go. Just depends whether Joe fancies it. This is the problem when you've been sort of shut out, sat in your chair, cold, and then you get the chance. Can you take it? He's got the angle to drop this one in and stay on the black. Well played. Great pot. Considering he hasn't had a lot of table time. In fact, it's 80% to Stephen Maguire, 20% to Joe so far. But that was an excellent red.
Well, I think you're right in saying experience does count. It's all about not panicking, just waiting for your chance and then trying to make the most of it. And this is a chance for Joe Perry.
He's been around a while, hasn't he? He knows what it's all about. Nice shot.
Yes, and even at that Championship League I mentioned last week in the group phase, because it was a round robin before the knockout, he played Neil Robertson, and he potted 2 balls. Neil had 3 centuries, including 2 total clearances. In the end, Perry shook his hand and said, well, that wasn't bad. But he bounced back, he beat him later on in the evening, and he won the group.
Nine.
Like the story Willie Thorne, told me once. He was playing Mario Moore at Sheffield West Street, one of the qualifiers years ago, and Willie's had 3 centuries in a 90. He got beat 5-4. Mario Moore made a 38 break, and Willie's come off and said I played rubbish. Sorry, Willie, if you're listening.
I heard it was a good 38, though.
Yeah, one of the best.
16.
Well, let's not forget, Perry Mann's won the Masters here. He didn't make a 50.
17.
I think things have changed slightly now.
Yes, I think it would be unthinkable to win a match now without a 50 break in the Masters, let alone the tournament. We've seen already the standard that Maguire's produced tonight, 112 and 80 his breaks in the first 2 frames.
24.
A good chance for Joey here, though, with that excellent red to get in. He's got to make the most of this.
25.
You'll try and punch into the 4 reds here. Is he coming off the side cushion for the open red? Yeah, he is doing. Fair enough. Wasn't quite the angle he wanted, but felt he got a kick there. But he's still on this red to the centre. This is a good chance here to claw a frame back.
32.
One of those players he plays in a nice steady rhythm, not too fast, not too slow. Semi-finalist in this season's International Championship in Chengdu. Just lost out there to Marco Fu at the death.
Well, they're calling him Gentleman Joe Perry, and he certainly is. He's a nice guy to boot.
33.
can never discount him.
39.
He's a good competitor.
$40.
Yes, of course, he practices the same place as Neil Robertson in Cambridge. Could play him potentially in the quarterfinals.
I think another one of those players as well, David, really, that's benefited from the amount of tournaments that are around now. You know, they're playing nearly every week. It does help.
Absolutely right. He won a tournament at the start of the season, the first Asian Tour event. These events didn't exist a couple of years back, but PTC in China beat Mark Selby in the final. It's a good field there. And it's a great way to start the season. And of course, the points that he earned there helped him get in this tournament.
He's got a better angle this time to split these four reds, and well, if he gets this one right, he could win this frame. He's got a 34-point lead. He's not quite there yet, but possibly try and hit the middle one of the four there, or the three as we're looking from the black spot, we should say. Need to go in with a little bit of power, I think, otherwise the white might stick. Not bad. He's got a pot on, but he's got them open. Just pop this one in, get onto a colour. You see the downward strike in there to put the backspin into the cue ball. Nicely done.
54.
The green was always waiting. Just one good positional shot here down this right-hand side of the table, and it should be 2-1.
What a cracking match.
Oof, high standard or what?
This was how he got in, and bearing in mind he hadn't had much of a look in prior to this, but terrific red. Pot success 100%.
57.
And he's 2-0 down, but it might be about to go 2-1. Because, of course, he just ran out of position, didn't miss one in the previous frame.
Well, if those percentages stay there, we're in for a treat. Just overhit it slightly, but this red is frame ball.
63.
Well, you've got to say, David, a very good response here from Joe Perry, considering that's a nice nudge as well, but a great response considering he's been shut out in the first two.
Yeah, excellent stuff. He was patient. He didn't panic just because Maguire was playing well. He waited for his chance, and when it came along, he made the most of it. Great start here. 37 minutes we've been going, and 3 excellent frames already.
69. $70.
Wow, what a standard. Pray it continue.
$77.
I think he'd like the century, not got the right angle on the black. Well, no century, but a great response because he was pretty much shut out of the first 2 frames by Stephen Maguire, but when the chance came, Joe Perry knocked in a long red. He made 78 off it.